Merry Christmas, everyone. Welcome. Hope everyone is well. Um, I was thinking we do something special today, but I think we just do the normal special. It's another day. So, um, I think it was last week. Yeah. Last week we started looking, at these another aspect of karma. So, looking at these eight special attributes of human rebirth. Like what are these special attributes, and trying to equate them to understand what are the benefits and what are the causes. So how do we how can we make sure that we attain those special benefits in the next life, um, so that we can help our practice and we can help um, beings along the way. And it all makes sense, right? It's like if we have the attributes and we have the power, then it helps make everything smoother. It makes uh, the path to enlightenment easy. And that's what we need. Things are hard enough, right? Let's make some things easy. So we'll continue looking at that and trying to, equate it to what we see in our daily life. And um, and bringing it into our heart, into our continuum. So it's not just something we do in our session of meditation, right? It's not just something in this 30 minutes of the day. And it's not disconnected from the rest of our life, but integrated. So let's integrate it. So we begin making sure that we have a comfortable physical position, as comfortable as possible, relaxing our body, releasing the tension, releasing any pulling or holding, and then bringing our attention and our mind inside. So no matter what we were doing before this session, we just drop those thoughts. No looking into the past, no looking into the future, thinking about what we're going to do after the session, looking forward to a beautiful day with friends and family, hopefully. That will come. So we leave it and just bring our attention to this moment. To help sharpen our focus, we're going to watch our breath right at the tip of the nostrils. This sensation of the inhale, the exhale, and without any task other than watching the air passing the tip of the nostrils, we'll put our concentration right there for the next minute. And then we think about our motivation. What motivates us to develop our minds and contemplate? And thinking about the motivation of all the suffering sentient beings, those that we can see and those that we can't. And understanding that their suffering is going to continue until enlightenment. So just like us, our suffering, physical, mental, will be omnipresent until the enlightened mind is achieved. The realization of bliss, emptiness, wisdom. And so we can have this special bodhicitta thought that may I alone achieve enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings and lead them to enlightenment. And therefore, I need to develop my wisdom. I need to understand karma. I need to understand these eight resulting attributes, special attributes, so that I can become enlightened. And last week, we looked at the first two of the special attributes, the long life and beauty. And essentially, long life, it allows us to practice the Dharma longer, to put those imprints on our mind. So just accomplish more within our mind stream. And beauty, if we recall, it allows us to connect with sentient beings easily because they're more easily attracted to us. So the next one is high status. So just take a moment and think about high status. Maybe it's someone you know that maybe has some high status, or someone in the community, someone at the school, local government. Just think for a moment, why would it be important? Why is this a special attribute to have as a human, to have high status from a Dharma perspective? So maybe we can think about like a prominent local family that has high status. It's like that means that they have great influence. Their views are widely respected, and people tend to follow the guidance or the instructions of this family. And then they also have many influential friends that gather around them that help um, open doors to help get things done. So they have this influence to help others. So what do you think of the causes of having high status to be um, in a place of power? And thinking about what can I do today? So what um, cause can I create today so that in my next life, or maybe even in this life, that I become influential, that I have high status. So one cause is abandoning pride. Um, Also respecting those to be respected, especially our teachers, our spiritual teachers, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, parents, elders, and anyone that has superior qualities. And we can respect them in our mind, but also through actions and speech. So that's high status. And I think we get a sense of the importance. And by dropping our pride, we can achieve high status. So the next special attribute is wealth. So take a moment to think about what's the benefit of wealth? Why is it a special attribute? Why or how can it be used to achieve enlightenment? So perhaps we can use our wealth um, by making offerings, by demonstrating generosity to create positive karma, to create merit. So that's one activity that we can do with the wealth. Um, and then the wealth, it attracts a lot of people. So you get more status and attention, and it can help win uh, win trust or establish trust and establish respect. So it's so easy that with the wealth, if you're developing trust with people, respect, they're attracted to you, then you have the potential to open their minds with the Dharma, to the Dharma. How do we do it? How do we become wealthy? What is, what's the cause? What's the karmic cause to create wealth in the future? So there's two causes. The first cause is being generous yourself, especially to the um, Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. So we can see that. That's plausible, right? But sometimes it's difficult, right? If we don't have a lot to give, a lot to offer, it's hard to be generous. So what's the second cause? The second one is rejoicing in the generosity of others. And that all of us can do. So we can think about great acts of generosity. Maybe the Bill Gates Foundation being established, helping so many impoverished people around the world. We can rejoice in the generosity of all of our teachers that come and visit our center, that teach us the Dharma, strengthen our knowledge, our wisdom. We can rejoice in all the volunteers at the center, all the benefactors, how generous they are with their time, with their money, with their contributions. So there's so many ways to practice generosity just by rejoicing. And if we have the means to offer something and creating the cause for wealth in the future, then it's going to make the path to enlightenment much easier for ourselves, much easier for those that we have contact with. So you can think of it as like these are things we can do today to make the future, to make tomorrow easier, make it easier to achieve enlightenment. So it's Christmas Day. How can I be generous today? How can I rejoice in the generosity of others? And if I can do it today, I can do it tomorrow and the next day and the next day and the following year. And before we know it, enlightenment is achieved. But it all starts today with the mindset and making one simple wish. So we can dedicate all the merit that we created during this meditation And we can rejoice in the generosity of offering our time to the Dharma. Even though it's a holiday on the calendar, each of us have given our time to develop our minds, not taking a break, but continuing down the path. We can dedicate that all the suffering in the world, in the universe, in all the realms that we cannot see and that we do see, cease to exist as soon as possible. Thank you, everyone. Merry Christmas. So good to see you. Hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank
Happy
you,
happy
Jeff.
day.
Thank
Merry
you,
Christmas
Jeff.
all.
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
day.
Happy day, everyone.
Good to see